Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 25 of Gracefall, Collective Soul Part 2. Thank you, Marty and Jay in chat. 49 months, that's almost a year. You're going to get there one day.
Any minute now.
Last
Math.
episode, what happened? The giant bird came back and attacked. There were some ramifications of the fact that the CEO of this company is some sort of robot lich. And
that's so much scarier the way you just said that.
Why? And he's created maybe like 100 of himself. You know, like you do.
That's just normal CEO things.
Just normal CEO things. They all would if they could.
100%. I was about to say, no, actually normal CEO.
He's also invested in something he's calling the Metalverse. It's intellectually distinct. But you don't get legs.
So you see, it's not the image that's the value, it's the token attached to it that's going to appreciate in value.
And I get like a link right to the blockchain, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't matter. The blockchain says you own it, so.
Okay. And I can like go.
So how is the metaverse different from VR chat or the Metalverse?
You don't have legs, so you can't do sex stuff. I think that is the reason.
But they added legs.
As if that would stop people.
Right? Like that's the only thing that's going to stop people. Mark Zuckerberg is, I don't know. He's just a weird man. Okay. So we're going to, what are we doing? We're playing D&D, I guess, allegedly. We're going to start with, there has already been rumblings of Kayla Crawford kind of putting it out like, hey, we need to have a big company meeting to kind of talk about some things and address the corporate stooges who are here and the CEOs allegedly coming back after allegedly blowing up. But first, there has to be a blood ritual to cleanse folks of their lycanthropy / it lets them take control of it. So, anyone who is willing to participate, it's like an hour-long ritual, and the super old guy, Ambrose, is leading it. They have to, everyone who's affected, so even the people who have been removed cursed kind of show up because some of them don't know they've been removed cursed.
Second, same as first.
They all have to join hands. Ambrose has created a big pentagram on the ground. There is 11 herbs and spices. Which has been mixed into a cauldron full of everyone cuts their arms like here, because why would you cut your palm? Movies.
I like to imagine that it's like, the circle of salt, and then a circle of turmeric, and then like a circle of MSG. I'll give the chicken.
Hold on. Am I being quiet? I'm being told I'm being quiet. Maybe my volume is slightly lower than before. I turned myself up. Thank you, CC, for messaging me. It does look like I'm a little lower than I usually was on there. Maybe I need to do that. Okay. Seems fine. So there is a bunch of ritual chanting. It's all about taming leashing the inner beast. How you have no need of blades, for you have claws. You have no need for cures because blood sates your wounds. sort of swearing fealty to Palarch. That's kind of thrown in a couple times under like Ambrose's breath. And a couple people are like, but he's like, don't worry about it.
Worry about it.
Goes
Can I get that in
through.
writing?
Can we see the fine print of this ritual, please? Have our lawyers go over it.
Definitely mentioned he definitely mentioned to Wynne that there is a fealty to Palarch that must be sworn. He kind of goes through a bunch of stuff, and at the end of the ritual, they all are like, "Oh yeah, okay." And I have a couple people, the people who weren't removed cursed. They feel like this kind of thought, like something like it cures a thing they hadn't noticed they had, basically, which was like this sort of just kind of danger feeling at the back of their head, a kind of fight, or it was like this fight or flight that was like just tickling at the back of their head. Kind of, most people had probably attributed it to we're on a weird planet. It's scary here. A couple people just full transform into werewolves and seem like they're fully in control. And they're just like, I think this is just what I'm going to do now. And they just start walking around as werewolves.
Cool. Yeah, you gotta live your life. Do they have, like,
If they're not
tattered
eating
pants
anyone,
and shirts?
Yeah, very, very classic monster movie where all of their dignity is intact, but it's kind of big tattered Hulk clothes, pants and shirts.
Could have
Put in an order for
wearing this
some-
much flannel before.
just put in an order for some XXLs and we'll be fine.
Okay. That's completed. Ambrose is like, this is rad. I'll hail the Dark Lord.
He's not wrong.
So I feel 75 again. He's just strutting around. He's a full gray werewolf.
Remember, no more chocolate.
The Dark Lord giveth and the Dark Lord taketh away.
I don't have to tell you.
Taking that kind of in the background, Commander Crawford has started to gather up folks, and whispers of union spread through the camp pretty quickly.
Don't do that where the company can hear you.
So the long and the short of it is overwhelmingly popular to unionize. Weird how that works among workers. The main dissenting voices are corporate stooges. The people who came down most recently with Hugo Greene. Would anyone like to say anything?
Isabel's probably been running around just like destroying listening devices in every major like workroom, meeting hall, break room.
Now, so Clangley will actually give a speech, and he will say, now everyone, first of all, I want to thank you all for coming here tonight. I understand that it can be a bit of a how do we say it? It can be somewhat controversial when we're bringing up these measures, and then I'm assuming there's going to be some jeers from, like, the middle management who should really be considered upper management, and the upper management who's basically just like a CEO with a hard hat. And Clangley is going to say, first of all, I'd like to remind you, the way the structure of the union works, management, guys don't get a vote. feel like very important. It kind of defeats the purpose of a union. So you can leave now. It's part of management. That's how that works. I cannot stress that enough. Nobody seems to remember that, but management doesn't get to vote in union things. That's how it works.
Very few of them actually leave.
Okay. Well, okay. So we're gonna have the who is management debate. All right.
We're just offering, alternate options.
You don't have. What is your alternate option?
The way it is.
We just think that we're a family here on Greene Corporation.
Thank you.
Planet.
We ordered a pizza. It'll be here in 2 weeks. We got one meat lovers to split on the camp.
Okay, so first of all,
I hope everyone likes
half
olives.
the people here don't eat and are already part of a union. There's actually no thing after that. That's the only thing that I was gonna say.
We'll get a 6-pack of beer too.
Again, don't drink either. Not because we're opposed to it morally. We physically, it doesn't work. I guess if you have really high grain alcohol, we could use that as fuel, but much less efficient than residual.
Chipping $5 for a gift card.
Claire's gonna use her mage hand to pants one of the managers.
Oh no. My worst nightmare. It's all coming true. I'm also not prepared for today.
So I don't think most of you are going to need much convincing.
No, the Warforged all start singing a union song.
Again, this is why I knew this would be easy. Because admitting all of you to the union that we're already a part of is very, very simple process. Now, so Clangley's going to sort of go through okay, he's going to define a bargaining unit and this and that, the other things, stuff I learned in labor law last year. And then he's going to say, now what we're going to do is we're going to do this by ballot. We need 50% plus one, and then from that point forward, they have to negotiate with the union. Once we do that, we are going to vote on who will lead the union. I don't know who we're planning on nominating for that. And then, yes, Claire?
I nominate you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Claire's mage hand is gonna go up.
The ghost hand. That's how we call it, the ghost hand.
The ghost hand.
Stones also nominates you.
Union.
Any other nominees?
As she's running past, I nominate Clangley, though I don't get a vote. Rewire more listening devices.
You're finding
I am technically freelance.
An alarming amount.
Don't actually remember if you're management. Are you management?
Issa is. She's chief engineer.
Issa is.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
It's fine.
Anyways, I accept. You think Clangley's trying to be modest, but he kind of knew that this was going to happen. He's really overqualified for the position. So he's going to set it basically he's going to start taking ballots. Actually, I guess I'll print some ballots first using his Warforged body
hat printer. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna print some ballots.
So that makes that good dot matrix sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Forever.
It's all dot matrix. Every time Clangley prints something, it's a dot matrix sound. And all of the ballots are typed in default font, and they're all worded like basically, you'd expect a ballot initiative to be like, on the issue of forming a union among the...
Bits is like, someone just explain it to me in regular people talk. Please.
At the end of it, it just says union, yes or no.
Oh, thank you. Oh, gosh. I hate when sometimes you think you're supposed to be voting yes, but then you gotta vote no. This is nice and clear.
Yeah, and then the union yes or no part is in big bold letters.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my gosh. Nailed it. You nailed it, boss.
I'm not boss. That's not real. I mean,
you gotta understand I'm kind of a suck up.
No, I get that, but legally I can't be boss or I can't be head of the union. That's
whatever you say, Chief.
I can deal with that.
What you said goes, am I right, boss? I mean, Chief. I mean, Clangley.
Okay. Did he vote yes?
Yes. Yeah.
It's a little shocking that big of a suck up is voting yes.
He's a suck up
he could suck up to you.
Yeah, he's a suck up to you. He's a suck up to people he likes, basically.
He's sucking up to the right people. I kind of respect it.
Yeah.
Also, like, if he's gonna suck up to his boss, Isabella's his boss, and Isabella's gonna say, you should vote for the union.
Like, you're clearly friends. She's sucking up to her boss's friend. Like,
okay.
Also, her boss who lets her blow up stuff. Like,
I'm assuming that it's going to be like 83% yes or something like that.
It is an overwhelming majority. There are a couple people who have fallen for, various anti-union propaganda.
Probably outnumbered by the people who didn't fill out the ballot correctly.
No, wait. Oh, these things are so confusing. No,
it's a union, yes or no, guys. Come on.
Do I fill in the dot all the way?
One of the managers is like, that's a hanging chat. That's a hanging chat. That doesn't count.
Oh, no. Damn you, Ralph Nader. The overwhelming majority vote for the union. Commander Crawford kind of is applauding, staring daggers at the contingent of stupid suits she hates. Yeah, that's right. You suck.
All right, first order of business. Time to name the union.
Oh yeah, whatever. What do you guys?
Oh no!
Clangley kind of looks at Wynne.
It's like the whole camp, right?
It's everybody. Yes. Yep. So it should be pretty broad or very specific and list every job.
But we can't keep automated workers united because half of you are not automatons. That would be a little bit exclusionary.
The Wyan Yoth Workers Union.
The woo?
Woo.
The woo.
Wyan Yoth Workers Union. All in favor? Cool. All right, Wyan Yoth Workers Union. Welcome to the next stage of our societal development. We have brought democracy to the workplace at last.
Here.
Yes, thank you.
You're good.
Now, the first step is to work on negotiating a collective contract. Now, I understand that many of you have different roles and different needs, and as these negotiations continue, there will be different terms ascribed to the different various specialties that you all work in. But remember, they are going to try and divide us using arbitrary things. But remember, we all have the same interests here. Our interests are to make sure that the beauty of Wyan Yoth and the development of our colony do not contradict, and that we are given the fair share for the work we do.
You're a bunch of smattering of applause. Commander Crawford kind of approaches you all and basically says, like, okay, yeah, you need to, like, basically lay out your plan. None of these suits can do shit. They don't have any authority here. Like, they are middle managers. So basically, it's going to be like, lay out your plan, lay it out good. When whoever executive level comes back next time, kind of going to have to work on some things. She basically says, like, we need to what do we need to prioritize going forward work-wise to basically prove our point, our worth, and solidify our position for when somebody does show up to bargain.
Well, the first thing we need to do is essentially create a list of demands. I'm going to say number one on that list, no more sending people to the iridescent danger glade. That's going to be it's going to be number one. We're not doing that anymore. We're not it seems very dangerous. Workplace safety
Right in the
in
name.
general, probably like number 1, 2, and 3 are going to be workplace safety related.
Wheeling a barrel full of listening devices by the tent. Thank you.
Yeah, that's
Jeez.
gonna have probably a designated area for testing, including testing of explosive devices, and then he's gonna kind of nod to his likes to blow stuff up. I forget. Boomy?
Bits.
It's
I will answer to Boomy. Yes.
I apologize.
It's bits. I like bits. Bits
Okay,
everything. I'm just good.
Bits, we're gonna have a designated area so that we're not putting anything else at risk.
It's half the fun.
You're gonna have to make sacrifice for the Union, Bits. I'm sorry.
He already
all
has a
can make
giant, like, Union Proud button.
I did. Where did you? We haven't made
Made it.
those yet. Where did you get it?
Got it.
Can you make more?
Yeah.
You make like 30 of those?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'll make some of them magnets for the Warforged.
I really appreciate that, actually, genuinely. He's gonna point to his like AWU pin. This is actually also a magnet.
Okay.
So
Giant sack. Like, you don't know where he pulled it from. Just kind of drags it.
he's gonna open his
That's a
chassis.
mental image of Clangley covered in like refrigerator magnets.
No, he's gonna open his chassis and there's like a little drawing. This is someone made this for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was my professor's niece. It was very sweet. It just says big metal man, and there's like just a really crude smile on it. And then it's just an arrow pointing to him as if the big metal man was not clear enough.
Okay. So. Okay.
Done a good thing here, everyone. I think people remember this day as the day that we began to take control of our own destiny. And yeah, no, I would really appreciate if you could all just submit your workplace safety. You know what? And he's gonna like empty the ballot box. Like, just put them all in here. I think we're gonna have to read through all of them when I'm drafting the new contract. This is kind of honestly overdue. We should have done this even before we started the union. But now we can do it, and they'll have to listen to us.
They'll have to listen to us. Commander Crawford says, we're here. They're not. Why do they get to tell us what to do? Everybody go back to work. But for your own good. Safety first. I'm still a little hungover. safety first. Food. Focus on food.
Yeah, no, that's. I'm gonna put that as number 4.
I can
After
help with
the-
that.
Yes.
Oh, good. Something nice and solid to soak up hangover. Man. Who brought out
Clangley's going to
the engineers, right? Never mind.
he's going to like put on this like he's going to a little bit later put on some like weird looking shoe type thing and just kind of shuffle along to plow the dirt as Wynne is behind him. Like,
The alcohol is for cleaning machining parts, we swear.
Okay. There's a lull as things start to go back to the new normal. What would you all like to do right now?
I don't know if I need to describe every like bureaucratic thing. I have the labor law code on my computer, but I don't want to read that on stream.
You can just be like, I do union things. That's cool.
It's also
This is
Canadian
D&D.
labor law, so it might not fit quite.
That's probably
so well
too
with
good
Wyan.
for the hellhole that is Wyan Yoth.
You guys used to have better ones than us, and then now you don't. Anyways, keep your politics out of my D&D.
This game isn't political.
Never.
Yep. So Clangley goes about solidifying union stuff for the new larger kind of absorbed double union, basically. Wynne.
I guess to help out with all the agriculture we're gonna have to do, because we have to start producing stuff and trying to find things to bargain with, and I'm guessing having fresh produce and a good sized agricultural business. So when we'll start to help with that, and she'll like cast plant growth whenever she can to like sort of push up all the plants and things like that.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Someone has built. You've started to notice that people, especially now that kind of unionization has taken kind of hold, people have started to put like more like they've tried to personalize some of their workspace a little bit more, but you've also started to notice some like crude shrines to saints showing up, and out by the field someone has kind of built like a little hearth shrine to Kala, the goddess of agriculture and hearth, and family, and kind of so built like a little her symbol is usually like a cornucopia, so built like a nice little cornucopia kind of thing, with as best they can. But there's a couple other ones. Evangeline, there's a big one to Evangeline, sort of at the center, since she's sort of like an all god. The nice one. The priest of Palark has like brought with him like a proper shrine to Palark, and is making sacrifices to protect you all from the monsters of Palark. And he's still a werewolf, as a reminder. But okay, perfect. Claire. I'm not sure. It seems like you are here, but I know you were kind of going back and forth between here and the Hot Spring Camp.
So currently Claire is back at the Hot Spring Camp. She's been kind of like, as this unionization has been going on, like popping in and out. You notice like anytime the word contract is mentioned, like suddenly you turn around and she's not there anymore. Like she's very definitively part of the union, but she is not part of the Greene Corporation. You don't exactly know how that works, but somehow she's managed to pull it off. But she's going to send stones to like a message to Issa. And so Issa, like if you're working at your workstation, you just like suddenly there's a big old bird right next to you that's just like tap 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 tap.
Issabel is actually. We have the ability to call back to the moon, right?
Yes.
So Issabel's actually probably talking to the lawyers that she has back on the moon, who she has holding onto the patent rights for her. Just like, if we need to play hardball, I can revoke the Greene Corporation's manufacturing rights to residuum fuel, and they can't fly drop jammers anymore.
One of your lawyers will be like, I mean, you technically could, but like,
Technically, I could.
is that a good idea?
It means that, it means that we wouldn't be getting supply drops for a while. I can't source it out to other manufacturers because of a non-competence thing, but
Clangley
I
will
get
at some point.
if I
Sorry.
get facilities down here on the. Oh, hello, giant bird. I'll be with you in one moment. If I get facilities down here on the planet, I can make it myself, so we aren't completely without recourse.
You have an alarming amount of it on the planet. Is that correct?
Alarming is probably a bit of an overstatement. We have enough because we use it also to run the drop jammer engines as generators.
They'll say it's your it's your business. If you need it to play hardball, they do mention that like you have other patents you could also try and leverage to them, specifically like weapon patents that they don't necessarily haven't purchased yet. If you think you need those to bargain with as well, but they will be prepared for the next step and have prepared any necessary legal briefs.
Well, hopefully it doesn't come to that, but I think, know the Greene Corporation a bit too well.
It will almost certainly devolve into hardball. And yeah, now there's a big ass bird.
Well, other than that, everything in that side of the business has been going great.
Yeah.
Because like Issabel's down on the planet, it technically would be under their stewardship while she's there.
Yeah, I mean they say you have a nice things have been going very well. Production on drop jammers has increased dramatically. And yeah, going well is basically the kind of like in like the most lawyerly way possible. Be like, we rich now, kind of be like business is booming as they might. Things are going well. It's just like the way they say well, like it's going really well.
Yes. Well,
It's that inkwell and ironclad savviness we're used to.
this is Papersmith and Pencil Pusher.
Right, I forgot.
I'm Papersmith. He's Pencil Pusher.
Well, if that's everything until the next time we need to have a meeting, I'm going to see what my friend's giant bird wants from me.
That's a big bird. Yep. Image static cuts out.
It's just like right before the call, like the bird like gets like just immediate side profile.
Oh, Stones, what do you want?
Stones sticks out her leg, and there's a little piece tied to it.
Thank you.
Take
the note off.
It says, "I need your help," and "your" is underlined.
Oh.
As in, don't bring Clangley and Wynne.
Oh my, that's a very... She wrote all of that in underline. That is impeccable penmanship. Off we go then. Where is she?
She is back at the Hot Springs camp.
Okay.
Go there.
And you bring no one else.
Correct.
Okay.
They're busy doing union and agriculture things.
You head back to Hot Spring Camp. The path is well known to you at this point. It does not take terribly long anymore. Work has gone underway to connect the two camps, both communication power-wise and through a pathway, including there's the ice bridge through the ice beavers. You basically like leased his land, and he's just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, throw fish in every once in a while. I'm cool. Or berries or whatever beavers eat. He mostly just wants people to marvel at his architecture. But you return to the hot spring camp. Emerald is around. Ven Cork seems to be having another meltdown, as is Cork's want, and only
Another meltdown implies the last one ever.
that's fair. Has had a contiguous meltdown for their entire existence.
I think their last meltdown was interrupted by a bird attack.
I believe it was.
You took a perfectly good forest spirit and gave it anxiety. Look at it. It's having a panic attack.
Claire's anxiety had to go somewhere.
His life. Why do I have it?
We don't know.
That's a frustrating answer.
Who do you
You're
think
telling me.
Okay. Claire, you can see Issa approaches.
She actually doesn't, so she has
okay.
been, like, in her little, like, hovel, just staring at the body of Hugo Greene, like, both legs hugged up on a chair. And, like, as you enter, she fully just, like, ah!
Oh no, she's going full L on us.
Oh, right. That is what I sent Stones to do. Oh, God, no wonder she wanted to talk to me. Issa, hi.
Hello, Claire. I suddenly find myself quite worried for your well-being. Have you slept recently?
I don't sleep.
You rested recently?
Yes,
I don't believe you.
that's fine. I need your help. With an experiment.
Go on.
I need to test something on you. I'm not going to do anything to your body.
That is somehow more concerning.
It is a necessary clarification I have learned.
What exactly is it you intend to do and intend to test?
I need to tell you something, and then I need to observe how you react.
Okay, so this isn't anything magical. This is just how I react to information. Okay. You made it sound like you were going to do something arcane or scientific, and that's...
This has to do with the arcane and the scientific. I'm not. It's less I'm going to do it and that I did do it. Let me start at the beginning. 4
Okay,
years
yes,
ago.
I think I got off the topic of you calling it an experiment. You're trying to tell me something important. You're my friend. Of course I listen.
Okay. Because I don't always know how people react to these things, and sometimes they get very upset, and then sometimes they don't. And I'm never good at I'm not good at anticipating that. So if I tell you, maybe I'll have a better idea of when I eventually need to tell Clangley and Wynne, and hopefully this information will never get past that, because it could have potentially bad ramifications. But that, and she points to the flayed body of Hugo Greene on the floor, complicates things.
It complicates quite a few things.
More so than you know. 4 years ago, back on the moon of Wyan Yoth, I did the culmination of my research into life extension, death, and the construction of mechanical bodies. And what ended up happening was that I made a direct copy of my own soul, and I put it into this. And she's just gonna, like, gesture to herself.
Okay.
There is another me out there somewhere. I don't know where she is, where
It's a
I
copy.
am. Technically, when I woke up, which was 3 years, a year after I was created, she was gone. No sign, no note, no nothing. And I was content to believe that she had avoided what we were so afraid of in the first place. And that she had died, but not really died because she had created me. But then this thing showed up. In a style and a type of magic that only she knew how to create, that only we know how to create.
Well, Claire, I'm very glad that you're here and with us. I value you, I value your company. I do not care how you came to be, you came to be with us. I'm grateful for you here and your presence. I had suspected, based on, well, I've been through your workshop a handful of times. I'd never really looked at anything closely, but I've seen the schematics of yourself that you had been working on. I had known that you were close in construction to this, but this close is certainly something. Well, if we ever have to stop whatever he's turned into, at least we know we have the expert with us.
That actually is where I do have some good news. I have many plans for corporate sabotage.
Fantastic! Clangley and Wynne will be delighted.
Should I tell them?
It would be for the best, I think, yes. Not all of the things that make us who we are quite always comfortable or easy to share, but you'll find that in time it becomes easier to share them with the people that you care about and you know care about you.
Okay. Thank you. This was helpful.
I know you aren't a hugger, but normally I would hug someone after this, but... Thank you for being you, Claire, as weird and often infuriating as that sometimes is.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize for anything. You haven't done anything wrong. This time.
She kind of looks at the body, like the body of Hugo Greene on the floor, like, did kind of do that.
Arguably, you didn't do that. The other you did that, and you're very now two separate people, clearly. So.
Not even work. That's one of the reasons I wanted to think she was dead. It was just easier to deal with.
Certainly,
But now I
imagine
don't know.
loose ends that having another me I don't know about running around would cause.
Yes, and another me that can create something like this. And that.
I guess the idea of someone willing to know the things I know and use that knowledge nefariously is suddenly a rather terrifying thought. Anyway, what should we do next that's distracting me from thinking about that?
Like I said, the good news is that because I know what this thing is and how it was created, I potentially can develop ways of stopping it.
It might be for the best, because a mithril bullet won't work forever.
I have a great number of necromantic spells and now a good amount of technological knowledge available to me. We could potentially put up fail-safes, barriers that his essence would not be allowed to travel to, things that could drain it from the body, a whole number of things, really. It could prevent him from coming on Wyan Yoth at all.
That would be quite nice.
I don't know how long we can hold him off. Eventually, they will figure out that I am here. And they'll do something about it, especially if they have her.
Well, we've proven quite capable at dealing with, let's say, complications before. I don't imagine this one being too much different, except perhaps a bit more prolonged. Any time that you can buy is good time.
I best make use of that time.
Give them inspiration. Who said that?
I'm waiting for them to be done. It's coming. Inspiration.
Throw that onto the pile.
The growing.
Stop making us
wealth.
cry.
I currently have 9 of them.
Jesus, Jay!
9?
You know what?
Yep.
By the end of this campaign, you're going to have 99, and you know what? You might need them.
Hey, what?
I just meant like in a Final Fantasy where we end up with 99 ethers, and well, it's the final boss fight, but I might need one
can't
later.
use these elixirs. What if there's a secret next phase?
I gotta fight Ruby Weapon Omega or something. No.
You have to fight Hugo Prime. Oh God, he's gonna. Don't, Annie, stop writing, stop.
You want to fight Hugo Prime? You want to fight the original one? He's just
Hugo
a dude.
Prime would very much be like a Mr. House situation, I think, at this point. He's an old man in a tube. We just pull a plug. That's it.
Yeah. He doesn't know magic. Like, he's best case scenario is that dude.
Honestly, Hugo Prime probably is less consequences than Mr. House, but I
Um,
feel like we don't want to start the Fallout New Vegas argument because that would just go on for
Probably
way
not.
too long.
okay. So, how much time do we have left? Okay, let's see. I should decide what a thing does before I just roll a die. Um,
Please do.
okay. So, back in the main camp, Wynne, as you're kind of attending the agriculture, getting some other farming inclined folks to kind of help clear the fields, and it's like now you kind of have, you had already started like an orchard at the other camp as well, and now kind of between the two you have a lot of good groundwork and good foundation going. A Warforged comes up to you when it's Wheezy, and says, "When there's a tree looking for you."
Excuse me?
Yeah, I'm a bit alarmed. There's a talking, walking tree looking for you.
Oh my. When we'll go see what the tree wants.
This super skinny treant with like little like barely any leaves on them is kind of like nervously waiting at the edge of camp, and as soon as you appear, like blossoms appear in their branches, and they're very like kind of like excitedly being like, "The arborist, you have returned."
I never left, buddy. Who are you?
You planted me.
I'm bringing it back. All hail Shortburns.
It has been 0 campaigns since we started a cult.
Says, "You planted me, and in the rich soils, the treants are back. We have grown."
How many of you are there?
Well, it's just me, but that's twice as many as there were before.
Oh, you got a point there.
I may be Ghostbark's seed, but you have given me life and a chance to spread.
Did you?
Yes.
You have to ask for consent for that.
Oh, am I not supposed to just plant other treants?
I mean, I think you would have to ask the earth first, but
Oh,
we can
no.
come to that.
What should I do if I already did?
Apologize, and then we'll work it out. We'll just,
Kind of,
we'll learn from next time.
kind of like apologizes to you profusely, and then like gets down and like starts like apologizing to the earth. There's so much I don't know. But the soil is rich and full of many wonderful things here.
Oh, really? Do you? And Wynne will pull out like her little pamphlet and be like, "Do you have like an like a atomical breakdown of what's in the soil?"
Yeah. They'll start like circling elements, and it's just like, oh yeah, very iron rich in certain areas. Lots of this one, circles residuum. Lots of that one. It really helps you grow big and fast. Makes my bark tingle. Kind of copper, magnesium. Lots of good things. Do you want an apple? Kind of just.
Oh wow! Thanks. Just take the apple. Yeah.
Yeah, it's glowing. It's glowing like it's made of residuum. Like
don't want to touch that.
Okay, just gonna put this not in my hand or mouth.
Um, say, friend, do you have a name?
Well, I don't, because the one who plants us is supposed to give us our name.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Wynne is terrible at naming things.
Ghostbark was named by their
Hasn't
father,
named
or
anything.
their arborist. Sorry, rather. Usually it's another treant, but in this case it is not. So
Oh.
Ghostbark is my scion, but you are the arborist.
Well, I guess I can name you something.
What?
I'll call you, Magic Apple.
A good strong name. Kind of pops another apple. Hands it to
Yeah,
a
I'm not touching that.
Hands it to a Warforged. Like, what am I gonna do?
I guess you can eat it. It's made out of residuum.
Kind of nods. Oh, it's mealy. Oh,
Oh,
it's a red delicious. They're garbage.
Wow, okay. Kind of offensive.
Honeycrisp is the best apple. Then Pink Ladies.
Red Delicious is
Oh,
named
Pink
that
Ladies.
because its
Choose
name
to
is
make
Rise.
No, I want apples.
I love apples.
They're freaking good.
It just kind of just keeps making apples. Maybe if we plant not in residuum, you can eat the apples.
oh, I didn't, but okay. We can try that.
Okay. It's everywhere, it turns out.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a problem here.
Do you think it'll have like long-term effects on me other than growing? Usually this takes like 15, 20 years. I'm a teenager, basically. Like 2 months is good, right?
I mean, we might have to slow down on, your growth to make sure you got everything going, but I guess that's fine.
My brain not done yet. It's not fully formed until I'm 22. The magic apple nods. Okay.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think whatever your plan is sounds great. Maybe I can meet Ghostbark one day.
Yeah, we can do that eventually.
Yeah, they're not totally
We gotta-
dead. They did not look good the last time you saw them win.
Oh, well, Wynne is an internal optimist, so she hopes he's still alive.
That tracks. So for sure, one can hope. You gave them hope. So, Magic Apple's like, should I go back to like my glade, or should I like plant myself here?
No, the more the merrier. I'm sure you could be fun here.
Okay, kind of just plants like in the middle of a walking path.
Oh well, not here. Health and safety. We're worrying about that now, so we'll like push him to like just a little bit off the path.
Okay, yeah. Kind of root themselves, and like when they close their eyes and mouth, they just do look like a regular tree. So most people are kind of like, "How did a tree get there? Like what?"
Wynne will let everyone know not to touch or chop down that tree. It's a person. Oh, it's a sentient creature.
Put a little sign. This tree is a person.
Should I ask for an explanation, or can I just can I just let you deal with this one?
I mean, I made a sign.
Okay.
What's not explained by the sign?
No,
That's a lot of questions that are answered by the
Ask
sign.
a dumb question, get a dumb answer. I get it.
Inspiration.
It's a very good one-liner.
Oh my god.
Oy.
Did you not read the sign? Come on. That's on you.
I'll tap it if I have to.
Don't make me tap the sign.
All right then.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Welcome to the well, hello, Magic Apple. Nice to meet you. Just see you around.
I'll be here.
Can I call you Mac for short?
Sure. Just another innocent creature given life on this stream. It's fine.
You seem way more gung-ho about it, though. You're, like, way more excited.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, I'm not
I
having an
appreciate
existential
your
crisis.
optimism. We're gonna get along very well. I think.
Okay. I believe you.
We have brought a
Shake
tree
his-
to life.
Give him a firm handshake.
We've brought a tree spirit to life, and we've unearthed a man from before the Grace Fall. What could go wrong?
I mean, I'm just amazed by the fact that Claire brings something to life and it's riddled with anxiety. Wynne brings something to life and it is fucking stoked to be here.
That tracks.
I think it tracks, right?
I mean,
think
yeah.
That tracks.
You get what you put out into the universe. Am I right?
You know what? If we introduced him to Cork, it could actually solve. Quite
That
a few
actually
problems,
might
I
be
think.
helpful, yeah.
I think is a very good idea, but I'm gonna leave that to your discretion.
The fact that I don't know what life is about is exciting. It's like, oh my god.
This is
It's like-
this is literally this is like the two types of nihilism meme. It's like the bus guys, nothing
Oh,
matters,
yeah.
nothing matters.
Yeah, I was about to say that, like, Magic Apple is the 12-year-old, and then Cork is like the 17-year-old. It's like they're both gonna eventually become very jaded and anxiety ridden, but Cork got there first. He's older. He's the older brother.
Again, gonna leave it to your discretion.
Pushing a lot of
I
cycles.
am washing my hands of this metaphorically, but you know.
Okay. A couple of days pass, mostly without any issue. There is some sort of anti-union rhetoric, again, is kind of been repeatedly brought up by this same few individuals. Someone finally sends Wheezy on them. That stops after a while. She does nothing illegal is the important thing that Clangley needs to hear. Technically legal. What she's doing.
Wheezy, I like to imagine, has been Clangley's like right-hand person for a very, very long time at this point. Like even before they got to Wyan
Oh,
Yoth.
yeah. You guys have known each other for a long time.
Yeah. This is like I envisioned the particular group of Warforged as being kind of like contractors. Although given the nature of their contract, they would be still they would still have employment rights. I don't want to go into my fucking labor law textbook, but point is, no, they've been through a lot, and so Clangley knows that Clangley trusts her.
She is very trustworthy. I will say, she's just scary. She's scary. But they kind of they also see that it's not working and it's wildly unpopular. Their kind of sentiment. Even the few naysayers from before kind of like, this does seem better, kind of all working for the same goal and not.
I never asked, but do you have a dental plan? Like, is that, do you guys, because we can get you that.
Really? I don't just have to go to my barber?
You guys are still doing that?
It's who I can afford.
I don't have teeth, and my dental plan is better than.
Kind of like, I can get those veneers? Like looking at your teeth, Clangley, be like, because those are nice. That's good work.
These are for printing things,
Oh.
actually.
So not chewing.
No. They're for printing.
It still sounds like a better than going to the barber.
Okay.
I think he's turning people into pies. He's not a good barber.
Okay,
The worst pies on Elsyer.
It's just not good. They're very stringy.
I'm gonna put a pin in that. See, people keep coming to me with problems that I know I should try to help with, but I also know I can't solve.
Yeah, I mean,
And I don't know what to do.
they're not here, so
No, I
are you
get
gonna
it,
do?
and I'm not angry at you or anything. I'm just kind of vaguely concerned.
I left a bad review on Delver. Do you think that's gonna?
It might. We live in a very weird time.
Got it. Okay. The kind of after explaining, yeah, like we can argue for better benefits and pay and safety precautions. The few kind of holdouts have been slowly kind of weeded out and turned to your side of just like this does
Managers
seem
are
better.
allowed to. I'm pretty sure you guys could also form like a managers union. Like you guys also have jobs.
Commander Crawford and Issa have already done that. It's just like we're the only smart ones. It turns out.
There are two people on this planet that are in senior management. Myself and Commander Crawford.
Yeah, those jerks, they technically... It's weird how the Greene Corporation works. They technically don't work for the same company that we do. They work for like Greene Company Customs Brokerage or something. It's an anti-union effort, honestly.
Yeah, that's why we
I'm
were hired as
technically-
contractors, but they didn't read my fine print.
I'm technically here as a contractor under a company that I already own, so...
I'm here because I want to explore this planet. Okay, speaking of exploring this planet, while mining below where the double spiders had previously been from, kind of an expansion effort into that, they found a new room, or a new area rather, and a catacomb is kind of unearthed. And folks come back up and they're like, somebody needs to go look. It's like somebody in charge needs to go look at that.
I wonder who they could mean. From halfway across the camp in the engineering bay.
The new tree seems cool. Should we send the tree?
No, we don't send the teen. The underage teen.
Would
App-
fit.
Pretty
All
willowy.
right, I'll go. Okay, sorry. What was the problem? Like where? What?
We found something that needs just somebody to look at it. That's not us.
We gotta go
Okay.
explore the spooky new
All
thing.
Okay. So,
I'm gonna send Hathew. It's like spooky new thing. Want to check it out? And I'm gonna send that to Claire.
Oh. Yeah,
Just
Claire
to know.
go.
Yeah. Well, let's just
like
get the whole gang together.
yeah.
You know?
So you gather up the party. Is there any NPC you would like to bring?
It might behoove us to bring what's his name? The person from the before times.
Oh, Ven.
In case we
Ven.
in case we run into anything that might need
Ven was his
translating.
name?
Ven.
Yeah, Van will go. For sure.
So Ven, is that short for like something?
No,
Isn't it short for something in deep?
yeah, I believe their name is unpronounceable to your tongue.
I didn't want to assume Venom because he was a snake person. That felt very insensitive.
Is he venomous or is he poisonous? He's venomous, right?
If it bites you and you die, it's venomous.
Venomous.
If you bite it and you die, it's poisonous.
He's both, I think. Which
Good
is
for him.
yeah. Marty in chat says it's short for Venifer.
Short for
Or Benjamin.
Venue.
But yeah, no. Ven will certainly accompany you.
It's actually a nickname for Richard.
It's one of those weird ones. It's like, how do you get Jack out of John? It's the same number of letters, and only one of them is the same.
Why do you call Henry Hank? It's not even shortening that much.
Or Peggy from Margaret. You have almost none of the same letters.
I don't believe that one's real. I think you made that up just now.
Peggy Margaret? That's
Oh, that's
You made
100%
Margaret.
real.
Peggy is short for Margaret.
You made that up.
I definitely didn't. But
Okay.
Someone did.
someone did. It was. Don't blame me. I'm not taking the fall for this. Okay. You all head into the you all head into the mines, and indeed, deep into the mines, you can see there are occasional double spider incursions that have been fought off. For the most part, it's pretty commonplace kind of rote at this point.
Insect repellent.
Double insect repellent.
Double insect. And a scientist to figure out if this insect repellent actually will work. I'm gonna call for like at least one entomologist or etymologist, entomologist. I get confused between those two.
And
If
bug
it's this
one,
bug,
not the
it's
weird
ent.
one.
yeah, bugs are ent. If you want to know where words
Word is
come from,
ent.
it's ent. Yes, yeah.
Yes.
What if they're words about bugs?
Well, this is actually part of the problem. Is the double spider thing makes it very confusing. So
Right.
let's get both. We're getting both.
I'd love
One of
if an
each.
etymologist just comes in and just like, yeah, I know deep. Is that useful?
Yes,
Yes,
actually.
extremely.
Okay.
This is Vin. You two talk, converse.
Did you know in old
This
editions
character hasn't
alignments
even
have
been
their own
introduced
language?
yet.
So, uh-oh. We freeze? Okay, we're good. Okay. You all head into the caverns. And as you do, you can see there's a very small opening that leads into a very large catacomb. They clearly broke through the wall, and kind of there's this natural, incredibly large cave down here. And
Before we go any further, oh, sorry, Andy.
No, go ahead.
Detect magic.
Yeah. Detect magic.
Yeah.
For sure. Is
Just set off the radar real quick.
Let me double check. Detect magic.
Not a way I expected to feel at home here, but here we are.
Meanwhile, Clangley is like compulsively widening the entrance and like making it.
That's
Sorry, it's my program.
I know.
Literally be like to chop bricks up.
So because of the way the cavern is built, there is 1 foot of stone kind of surrounding some of your readings. So it's not like you don't get the normal full bubble, but you can get that like sliver from where the crack is. And there is so much evocation magic
Oh no no
in
no 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 no.
in the room itself. Like you can just, it's just hitting you in waves of just this elemental evocation magic.
Minesweeper.
Love it.
I think we're gonna need to sweep for mines.
As soon as like Claire sets off that spell, she's like, whoa, 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 everybody step back. Fireball potential just went up significantly.
You just see Issa's ears like perk up a good inch, just like
Evocation magic. lots of it right in there.
When did I get a cloak of the manta ray? Sorry.
When did you get
I
that?
didn't give that to you.
Yeah.
Did you make it as one of your
Oh,
artificer
yeah, I probably
things?
made it.
Okay. It's like,
I
I
don't
would
remember
remember giving
ever-
that to you. I definitely did not. But
Maybe I made it. Anyone need a cloak of the manta ray?
I think I'm good. What I would like
Going out
to
of the
do
water.
is roll an Arcana to see what this evocation magic is.
sure.
Can I also participate in that Arcana?
Yes.
I will also participate. That is a 21.
Okay.
I also got a 21.
Hell yeah.
Where is it? $16 because I rolled garbage.
Oof.
But you turn that 16 you turn the garbage into a 16, which is good. It's not exactly what you need, but 21's across the from the Warforged.
Oh.
The way you're you can interpret this detect magic, Claire, is it's not from like a trap spell. It's not a glyph of warding or anything like that. You think if you step in, the best way I can think to describe it is it's more like a terrain feature. Like you don't think it's dangerous. Neither you or Clangley think it's dangerous. You think it's something almost naturally occurring.
So kind of
Well,
like the Artemis
volcanoes are-
Danger Glade.
Volcanoes are naturally occurring. Clangley is going to kind of remember that he's the largest and least likely to die if it does explode. So he's going to step forward very cautiously. See what happens.
I don't like that typing.
I'm sorry, I'm responding to Jay in chat. I was gonna say it's not behaving how you understand evocation magic to work. It's just like
I can
this is.
still be upset about it.
I know. I'm sorry. You. So I'm sorry. Clangley said you were walking in.
Yes.
Okay.
And he's gonna like sort of motion everyone to stay back for a second.
So Clangley, you walk in to again very large cavern, and you can see. Your optical sensors have to adjust for a second because there are just these pillars kind of from the floor to the ceiling, which is probably about 100 feet, of like just gouts of elemental magic. So just a fire pillar, there's rushing water kind of going up and down, like basically a tornado, rock moats, ice, acid, like this poisonous cloud kind of going up and down and kind of
feels like it would be extremely easy to harness these for electricity. Like almost like to the point where our original purpose of finding residuum might come under some questioning.
And then the other thing you would notice is at the top and bottom of wherever these pillars are, you can see very dense, basically circles of residuum kind of containing. Not like on the bottom and the top. So there's almost like a perfect circle of residuum kind of
with fire and water and stuff going in
flowing
between them.
And the room's big. It's like I said, 100 feet tall because you kind of came down a good degree, and it's like 300 feet wide.
I feel like Clangley would be able to roll for this. I don't know what he would roll. Do I think these are naturally occurring, or have they been created in some way? These weird residuum, like elemental pillars.
With the 21 Arcana,
It should be like an architectural.
It's you don't think they were intentionally created by a being. You think they are probably some sort of side effect of something else. They were not architecturally designed. No one intended this.
Yeah, so Clangley's going to kind of wave a hand and say, "It seems to be safe. Stay cautious." It's just very bizarre and very beautiful, but also incredibly bizarre.
Stepping through, you are all greeted with the room as described.
Isabel immediately starts taking notes.
Yeah, I was going to say Wynne also is taking notes. But
So is
from
Claire.
As Ven steps in, says, "You have found the moats."
Yeah.
What?
The elemental nodes. You can use them to make kind of like tries to think of the word in common. It's like spheres of annihilation.
Oh no.
Is that a spell?
It's a bomb.
Sort of. Yes. It is exactly what the name implies.
I don't know what a sphere of annihilation is.
I also don't.
They're bad.
A sphere of annihilation is a sphere that annihilates things. They're like
it destroys whatever goes into it permanently.
Yeah, and elemental ones, you can. They he will explain that the elemental ones, they basically, if you're in the immediate vicinity, you're just annihilated. You can make a save. It's not going to be fun though. The elemental ones then basically alter the weather in a 5-mile area almost permanently to whatever the element is. So the fire would be like a big inferno. If it was water, it would basically never stop raining. It would flood. Ice would become a frozen tundra. Wind basically becomes a desert because it's just everything's eroded.
And Earth?
Earth, basically everything kind of gets buried in a big avalanche. It blows out, so all this rock kind of hits everything, decimating it, and then kind of explodes up, and it's like a big avalanche.
We're going to be very careful.
And then back down.
Yeah.
We're going to have to be extremely careful with these if we even interact with them at all, which I'm leaning against.
Oh, we shouldn't, but someone's going to want to.
I know, that's it's going to be... Hugo Green's going to see these like, yes, I think we can use these to form a metacarpal whatchamacallit and use this to really enhance our profitability by... Is that a good impression? I think
It was a
that's...
pretty
That
good
was a very good
impression.
impression.
Ven didn't understand a word you said, so...
it's all corporate buzzword nonsense. Don't worry about it. Well, worry about it, but don't worry about specifically what he said.
Okay.
We might need you to tell... No, don't tell anyone about this, actually. I changed my mind. Tell no one.
You're leaving this on the table? Or you're taking this off the table, so to speak?
I don't want anyone making spears of annihilation. That seems like it will not go well.
But you could make them, and then you would have the upper hand.
I do not plan on making a Sphere of Annihilation. Personally. I know I could, but I don't want
Ven
to.
looks confused. Like you
This
have
isn't
you have a
that
weapon. Why
type
wouldn't you
of
use it?
war.
This is at best a last resort, and I think I can think of a few not quite last resorts that are better than this one, so I think we don't use this one.
It's like this, Ben. Our enemy has equal access to the spheres of annihilation that we do. So if we make a sphere of annihilation, they can just as easily make one, and then we are all dead.
Yes, and then if they have 2 spheres of annihilation, we'll have to make 3, and then they'll have to make 4. It's
Oh, we don't need annihilation proliferation.
yes, but it was very look. I'm a little bit old. Well, I'm not older than you, but I act like I'm older than you because of my personality matrix. And I lived through all of the Sphere of Annihilation talk. It was very stressful. We had to hide under our desks, as if that would help anyone.
The turtle said it would be safe.
It's not safe, Turtle. It's not safe.
You
Turtle.
lied to me, turtle.
Fucking cover isn't gonna do anything.
Then
Finally's a little bit traumatized, but it's like boomer trauma.
Why? Why? Because of all the
It's
bad
a
stuff that
very
happened to your
real
life?
boomer trauma that they all have and they don't talk about for some reason.
No, it's all the lead. The Ven does not, like, literally culturally cannot comprehend, but respects your answer. He's like, I mean, I don't know if I could tell you how to make one. I just know that these can be used to form them.
Yeah, we're not gonna tell anybody that bit, though. We would rather like this planet. We don't want to blow it up.
That's
Also, like, I don't mean to offend. I kind of get a hunch that part of the reason that your civilization ended up underground might have something to do with the spheres of annihilation. That is more of a. I don't want to make a declarative statement.
to be fair, his civilization didn't end up underground. They ended up back on Wyan Yoth and Jalen and other planets in here. He was somehow trapped in the battlefield here. He doesn't remember how that happened, but he was a soldier in the war, basically. And yes, look, it's very possible a sphere of it. He was found in a big ice crystal. It's very possible a sphere of annihilation went off. Somehow he protected himself, and it devastated the area for 1,800 years until fairly recently when it became a temperate plain area. But understands your point and kind of he relinquishes that we are in post-war times and I need to my mindset needs to account for that.
I'm not angry at you. It's just it's kind of a. We don't need those.
Oh, yeah, he says you do not live in fear of the Titans. It is difficult for me to comprehend your
the Titans of industry, maybe, but
do they also have an unknowable number of limbs and infinite eyes?
I mean, with
metaphorically,
our CEO, kind of technically, if we let him keep making them.
Kind of hand on shoulder. May Evangeline guide your way.
Thank you. Like, genuinely. So no, I think I'm gonna kind of. I think we should have Ven kind of walk near the front because he seems to know this place a little better than we do.
He says that he knows that the nodes are very powerful elemental magic. It can be harnessed to do. He understood many different things. They recharge certain magic items. If you ever encounter a magic item that references an elemental node, these can be used to recharge them. He says he doubts that you would find any magic items here, though. You can create them, and that might be something worth endeavoring to do if you wanted to create like a flaming sword or something like that, like the firebrand sword kind of thing, sun sword.
Question:
Mhm.
Can I enhance my gauntlets more?
You could work on it. That could be one of your downtime activities. You could try it.
I think that will be one of my new downtime activities: is studying these nodes to see if I can.
Maybe switch your elements of your gauntlets and stuff like that.
Which is very cool conceptually, but also I do. Clangley is looking at these and he's thinking of the potential of using them to create energy, which is what you should use the Spheres of Annihilation for.
These
Is a much better
elements
use,
of
much
residuum
more
columns.
productive use for them. No politics.
But Ven will also assure you, if you don't put your hand, as long as you don't like touch them, they aren't dangerous or anything like that. Like there's not going to be like a solar flare kind of thing or anything like that.
Issabel slowly under her breath. But what if I want there to be one?
Clangley like head rotates 180 degrees and just.
I know, but it would be cool.
Ben
Lane
nods.
makes another side. Do not touch.
What are you going to hang that from?
Just
I've got a little spike. You
sucked
put it
into
on
the
front.
whirlwind.
Clangley
Slides
will
flying
hammer
around
in a
there.
spike into the ground.
Now I know how Bits feels working with me.
You guys ruin all the fun. Bits just appears. What are we doing? I heard there was some sort of
Surface!
nuclear metaphor down here. I need to find it.
If he comes down here again, we might have to like I don't want to say it, but we might have to do something drastic if Bits comes down here again and sees the node.
Don't worry about it. Bits is not down here.
Bits shows up with a really tiny hammer. Oh, we're smashing atoms.
I could be smashing atoms. Please.
Oh, I love Bits. Sorry.
Okay. With the elemental nodes, kind of that sort of discovery discovered, we will wrap up this episode and return in a couple weeks. So outros and plugs, Dan.
I'd like to plug the mouse that is in my house. I wish it would leave. The mouse is in my house. I think there's a couple of them. And
Get a no-kill trap off Amazon for about $12.
The thing is, they're like, if it was like a gross mouse, I wouldn't feel bad, but they're like little babies. They're really cute. And I feel a little bad that I'm trying to like get rid of them.
I mean, Dan,
No-kill trap for $12.
yeah. Get a humane trap or else you're going to have a whole bunch of gross mice soon and they're going to eat all your food.
Yeah, if you have one mouse,
and leave.
You don't have one mouse.
You don't have one
I
mouse.
know. We've been talking to an exterminator. What we've basically been doing is filling all the like places that a mouse crawl in with steel wool because they can't chew through
I
that.
don't like steel wool. Yep.
Yeah.
Bad mouthfeel on that.
Very bad mouthfeel. I covered up some other holes with Scotch tape, not because I genuinely think it'll stop the mice, but because I think that's probably hard to get a grip on with your teeth. Like, and also maybe they don't like the taste of glue.
But also, if you find then Scotch tape that's been torn through by a mouse,
then I'll know
that
they're getting it.
Yeah. It's like the
Anyways,
it's like the hair trap from James
follow
Bond.
me on Twitter at Light. Actually, don't follow me on Twitter. It's a bad website. But if you want to follow me on Twitter at LightningFast11.
Liz.
Hi. I'll do a customary plug of playing games with friends. It's super fun. You get to make signs. It's always a good thing.
Mira.
Hi, I would like to plug bullying the members of your state legislator. It's time to start. If you aren't doing it yet, they don't get enough hate. Like, we focus a lot on the National Congress, but the ones in your state and your state legislature can do just as much damage. So it's time to start doing it back.
I'm very anti-bullying until you become a politician, in which case I become very pro-bullying.
If you're gonna bully me, then you better take as much as you can dish out, bitch. I am coming for you. Anyway, follow at Step Into the Paper Tower on Instagram. It is my senior project. All of us are currently dying for it, and it won't be worth it if you don't look at it. So, because that's how things work. So, that's me.
It is how things work. Jay.
Yeah, bully your elected representatives into actually not being terrible people, please. Would appreciate that a lot. A whole lot.
Play games with your friends. Fuck turfs. I don't think we said that this week. Support your local library.
Really know if I need to say that,
well,
is the thing.
It's nice to reiterate.
I bring a kind of fuck turfs energy to the
I
party
don't
that
know
the turfs
why
really don't like.
anything would just give off that, but you know.
Maybe someone's colorblind.
You're right.
Yeah, why do you have the Italian flag in your room? I'm being asked that.
Inspiration, Dan. That's everybody.
In real life.
You can use that for whatever you want. Tell your professor. That's it. Next week, Shattered Kingdoms will be on Tuesday, so come join us on Tuesday. Sunday is Dragon Lords. Good luck. I won't be there. Good luck. Sorry, my Lion Man's still possessed by an evil ghost.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Is it?
Everything Garrett has said has led me to believe it is fine.
We're in a volcano. Shove me in the lava. I'll die twice. It'll be fine. I can't resist lava damage. That's it. Play games with your friends. Be kind. Bully politicians who deserve it.